Now let's look at the last example problem in this topic. This is a problem on LeetCode, find and replacing string. So the technique that we illustrate in the solution code for this problem will be useful for solving the last problem in this topic, translating newspeak. I've coded it before, and the code is provided here. And so here I'll just code it again using live coding, and then explain my thinking while I'm doing that. So here's a problem. We are given a string s, and then we are given a bunch of replacement operations. So each replacement operation had 3 parameters: a starting index I, a source word x, and a target word y. So the way this works is we will check the starting index I, the substring starting at index I. If that equals x, then we will replace that portion, replace in the original string s, starting from I and until the part of fully matches x, we'll replace that with y. If at position I we don't see a substring of x, we don't do anything. So for example, given a, b, c, d, if we have the first operation is index 0, substring source string a, target string e. So we look at 0 because it is a substring a. We will replace that with e. So a becomes e. And the second operation is starting index 2 and looking for substring cd. So because starting here the substring is cd, so the cd will be replaced with f, and b remains unchanged. So the output is this string. So look at the next example, the checking 0 AB. So the AB here will be replaced with EE, and the second one is for checking the find the string EC. But starting at position 2, we have CD, not EC, so CD is not replaced. So we have EC, EE, CD, and it is guaranteed that there won't be any overlap in the replacement. So this is not allowed. So we cannot have at index 0 the substring AB, and then at index 1 substring BC, because this AB overlap with that BC. Because if we have that, then the order of replacement might matter. So things just gets a little bit too tricky to actually define what is the precise way this happened. So all these operations are not overlapping with each other. Okay, so that's the problem description. So now let's write the function here. Okay, so we are given string, and then we are given a number of these operations defined in 3 separate vectors. So let's first get the number of operations. And I want to store all the operations together and then sort them. So based on their starting index. So in order to do that, I create a vector of pairs that represent all the operations. And the intention is the first element of the pair is going to be the starting position of this indexes array, and then the second one will be actually a index pointing to this operation. So each of the operation is defined by its indices into these 3 arrays. So it should be clear from here. Less than I plus plus. So I want to add this to push back, and creating a pair. And the first one will be the starting position, so that will be indexes I, and the second one is simply going to be I. So then this is all the operation information are in here, and then I can sort it. Begin. So at this point, these are all sorted. Then I'm just going to process them one by one. So I'll need some global variable here. Not global variable, but the variable that I need to. So what my strategy is, I'm going to have an index variable that will be that will move. That will move scanning through the string array, and for each find and replace operation, we're going to check, and then we are going to copy. Doing string copies. I think I'm going to need this for checking. So now I'm going to loop through all the things in the operation. So then we are looking for each operation. We're going to do something. So to avoid typing the type name, I use auto, and I use this to avoid making a copy of this. So given an operation, we have first and second. So first is a starting index. So let's do the starting position. Let's call this start. Index is op dot first. No, okay. So it's actually just op dot first. Yeah. And so I need to get the string of the source and the target. So let's call this SNT. No, let's already use a capital S. Let's call this PNT, pattern. So P is the sources. Let's call it SS, just source string. Okay. Source is op dot second. So because this is the, and target string is target dot op dot second. Okay, so these are the two strings, and again I'm using this to avoid making a copy of them. Okay, so so the first thing I guess I want to do is I need a result. So I need to string that's going to store the answer. And in fact, at this point, I can copy all the parts that are before the starting of the current string. So so I guess I should use append. I think I can use append, and then the original string. And the starting position, and the length. So the length is I want to copy up to this beginning of the place I'm going to check for the pattern. Let me just double check that C string append. This is the way it works. Okay, yeah, okay, so this is the one we are using. So we pass in another string and the position and then length. Okay, good. Okay, so at this point we have copied the string to the part before the pattern. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to check whether the pattern matches. So I'm going to do that by using so this will go up to the length of the pattern source. So I'm going to compare the source strings J with the original string. At this point, we can just do start plus j. If they are not equal, we're going to break. Okay, so yeah, we check everything in here. If it's yeah, I guess here I actually need to do this as well. So the what we are doing is we copy a portion of the string and then we reset the index to be after the part we've copied. So at this point, using this, I can check whether it matches. If j equals the size of the source string, that means everything is the same. So then it matches. So then what we need to do is I need to replace s this portion of the string with the target. So I'll just do this. So otherwise I'll just copy the source string. Yeah, otherwise I'll just copy the copies. No, this is otherwise it doesn't match the source string. So I need to copy from the original string. The length will just be ss.size. So the part we compared. No, actually, yeah, I realized actually this else part is not needed. So what happens here is I copy the target string and then I need to skip the source string. So I need to move the index pointer to pass the part that we are going to that matches. So if it matches, so this is when it matches, because we are going to replace that string with the ones in the target. So then that means we need to skip this indices. So actually then I don't really need to copy this now, because next time when I go back to the loop, I will search for the next operation and then copy everything start from index. So basically the invariance is anything up to IDX from the source original string s has already been processed. So then when the loop ends, we may still have a portion that of the original string that do not has not been copied yet. So we copy from the original string starting from IDX, and the length is the size IDX. So I think then we'll return this. Okay, so yeah, so here I just another thing is instead of typically using this here, because I need the j value outside the loop, so I declare the variable outside. Guess it's yeah. Okay, so let's run it and see whether. Okay, so at least this part is correct. So let's submit. Hey, okay, it worked. All right, so that's it.